Thank you so much, production music people. That was wonderful. That was amazing. Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? It's A to Z. We're at the A to Z program. We're live right now. How's everybody doing? And you're wondering, Eric, where on earth have you been? What have you been doing? Why have you not been doing the A to Z program? Why have you not been here making us laugh, bringing all the sarcastic wit that is embodied in that semi-big physique of yours? And the answer is this. It's been a very, 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 very busy summer. I've had multiple things going on. I've been working 2 to 3 jobs. I've also, excuse for that. I've been working 2 to 3 jobs. My girlfriend works on a farm, and I've been helping her out, helping them out, and helping them do things. And by the way, I'm coming from a cave in Middle Earth. If you haven't noticed already, Middle Earth is everywhere here, and I don't know what happened. I was gone for a month, and here I come back to this. So yeah, I've been helping out on the farm, helping my buddy Frank down at the River Run Restaurant. Say that 3 times fast, and I will give you absolutely nothing. But yeah, I've been helping him out down there. I've been helping at the farm over in Windsor, and of course, I've been working at the store, and that's about it. And I've been hanging out, meeting all you guys, having a good time, playing with Nerf pistols. Yep. Zombie killer Nerf pistol. It's pretty cool. Holds 2 darts. Range is about, 12 feet. Accuracy's not too great. But yeah, other than that, like I said, we've just been hanging. We've been chilling. And we got some things going on here soon. Obviously, last time we talked, it was about 95 degrees and nobody could even breathe around here. And now it's October. It's crisp. The leaves are changing, and the seasons have come to a difference in opinion, and now they're all in October now. And I think what I'm going to do to commemorate this show is I watch Lauren in the kitchen, which is right over there. Lauren, can I have a chocolate, please?
Yeah.
That would be great. Well, we'll kick off this A to Z the right way. We're gonna sample some delicacies here. This is a chocolate heart made of chocolate and an unknown substance, which means it's more commonly referred to as an edible. So I'm going to take a bite of this. And these are really good, by the way. I'm going to take a bite of this edible. We're going to hang out. We're going to chill. We're going to talk about dinosaurs and the world around us. What's been happening since I've been gone? I can't fucking bite this. So she handed me this thing. It's hard as a rock, and she expects me with my 13,000-year-old teeth to bite through this. Oh, I got it. Anyway, that's chewy. Oh, wow.
Oreo?
That's potent. Tastes like an Oreo cookie that's been in Cheech and Chong's couch for like 6 years. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Ooh, that's lovely. So it is pretty good, Lauren. I don't mind that at all. So about an hour south of us is Scranton, and I see that they decked out the Central Scranton. Everybody knows about Scranton. There's 2 things you need to know about Scranton. 1, never go there. 2, no, I'm just kidding. Go to Scranton. Scranton's actually a nice city. They call it the Electric City. It's got trolleys and mutated anthracite infected people, and it's actually a nice city. I'm just being a jerk. But they renamed the Central. Okay, there's a highway that goes right through Scranton, and it's called the Central Scranton Expressway, ironically enough. And they renamed that, from what I understand, and I don't have the full gist on this, but I think it's called the Joe Biden Expressway. Is that right? Is that really the President Biden Expressway? The President Biden Expressway is now an hour south of me in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I'm up above Binghamton, but if you go as the crow flies, you can get to Scranton quicker. Let's stop sharing this screen because we don't need the noble occasion anymore. We can get rid of him, and we're gonna stop the sharing screen. And anyway, so they really, this chocolate, by the way, is really good. Wow, that's a little tiny thing. It was a little chocolate heart. I guess I might as well eat the whole thing because why not? And I really hope. That's chewy. This is cookies, Oreo cookies. Yeah, I hope you're proud of yourself. No, I don't want an almond one. I think I have a plenty. So the President Biden, by the way, I'm thirsty. The President Biden Expressway now goes through Scranton, Pennsylvania. What better city to commemorate? Ooh. So, what better city to commemorate our dear president? And I know everybody's like, I hate Biden, and and he's just sits there and goes, well, I understand that the guy's old. The guy's 714 years old, and he's the president, and he's old, and he can't speak. We get it, okay? But he is the president. He is trying to do what's best for us. If you choose not to like him, that's fine. But if you don't, that's fine too. So, oh, hey, Sam joined us. Sam, what's up? Sam agrees. Sam had some chocolates earlier, and if there's anybody that knows about these kind of special chocolates, it's Sam. Sam agrees. Sam had sampled the wares earlier. We kind of used him as not we. I'm excluding myself from the process here. I had nothing to do with it. It was all Lauren. The chocolates. Sam tried them. Sam said thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, and wow. I'll tell you something. I'm not a connoisseur of cannabis. Oh no. They're not working yet. Don't worry. Ooh, Pepsi. Ooh, warm and hollow. So anyway, yeah, I'm not a give it. Oh, Sam says give it a few. Thanks, Sam. Thanks a lot for that. So give it a few, and they'll kick in. But anyway, I was jumping around all over the place. We were talking about President Biden and Scranton. Anybody ever been to Scranton? You guys ever been there? I've been to Scranton. It's pretty cool. Like I said, it's got that Steamtown Mall at the Steamtown Historic District. I have no idea what's so historic about Steamtown. I'm pretty sure steam was invented before Scranton was around, but if they want to take that into their fold, that's fine. Scranton's cool. But yeah, they named that the Central Biden Presidential Scranton Expressway Esquire, and you can take a ride on the president. Now, I don't know if he was down there or not. Yeah, lady in the corner, was he down there to cut the rope or anything? No? He wasn't. He was. So is it, I mean, I know it's hard for him to get around without, help, but, does he know about it? I mean, does he give a shit that they named like a highway after him? Doesn't mean he'll remember. Doesn't mean he'll remember it. That's true. You're not wrong. So that's too bad about Joe, not Uncle Joe, Uncle Joe. We shouldn't call him that, because didn't we call Joseph Stalin Uncle Joe before the Cold War, like when he was our buddy against Hitler? Anybody remember that? No? Anybody alive back then? Probably not. Probably just me. According to Steve Farace and Lauren and a dozen other conspiracy theorists, I'm ageless, and I've been around. What was it? A few minutes ago? How long ago? Before the dinosaurs. So I was around before the dinosaurs. Just me in my shirt, my tank tops. But so like I said, there's been a few things going on. I went to Animal Adventure with my son last Saturday. For those of you that don't know what Animal Adventure is an animal park in Harpersville, New York. That's right over the hill, about 15 minutes from us. Yeah, 20 if you drive like Bergman. Cute little park right in your own backyard back here. It's pretty cool. It's almost like a Catskill game farm kind of thing. Updated a little bit. Ooh, My forehead's starting to sweat. So yeah, it's pretty fun. If it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. That's fine. They have baby tigers there. That was really cool. They also have lions that lay around, and it's like like when like your older brother and his buddies, like when you walk into your mom's living room, like, and you see like your older brother and his buddies all laying across like the living room. They're just laying there watching Wheel of Fortune. Like they hate it, but they're watching it. That's what the lions look like. All they needed was like a bag of cheese doodles and like a couple of sodas, and that's about the extent of the lions. The lions were fun. Well, we walked down, and I think it was an ostrich, and I don't know what was with them. Some kind of cattle. I mean, I don't understand how they group these animals together. But the funny part was I need both. Yeah, I can't think of it. Is the ostrich? Oh, then those giant Watusi cattle. Okay, a Watusi cattle has horns that are like, and I'm not exaggerating. They had to be 7 feet across. I mean, they were like as big around as like those like 10-inch PVC pipe. Sam was there too. Actually, Sam, you were there. We ran into Sam Titus at Animal Adventure. It was fun. But those cattle were huge. This thing can't be working already because I can't be like that. It's so they were fun, and you go around a little bit more, and you see like these couple of flamingos hanging out, and that was cool. And there's penguins, and there's like 16 owls and different. That's one thing I didn't understand. There's like you have all these different owls, and they're all just kind of hanging out there, and it's like it's of course they're sitting in the darkest spot of their dwelling, for lack of a better term. You know what else? The funny thing is that the bears, okay, and we have bears around here, and there's no cages, you know what I mean? But like the bears were behind like anti-aircraft thick resistant glass, but the tigers were like in like chicken wire, basically, like cattle fencing. And I thought that was kind of weird because I mean lions, I mean, they can jump, right? I mean, climb. I don't know. I guess I felt safe. I didn't really think about it, but and then they had this like Jurassic Park looking thing. It had like the electric cables going across, and like it was like I don't know, 400 feet high, and like it just was like this giant like octagon thing, and like I said, the glass went from anti-aircraft to like hydrogen bomb proof. And I was like, what the fuck are they going to put in this thing? And one bright fellow who was, those people that like when you're like looking at like you're at a zoo or you're like at the science center or something, and you get that guy, he's the guy that has like the bass on his truck hitch, and he wears like the open toed sandals with socks on, that kind of guy. He in his prolific knowledge and thought that maybe a polar bear was going in there. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I mean, if he was like 35 feet tall, yeah. Like the only thing I could think of, I think, you know what? I'm calling it. T-Rex is going in there. There's going to be a dinosaur going to be in there. It's going to be a T-Rex. No. It's going to be, what else is there besides T-Rex, Lauren? Is there any other?
Probably
another giraffe to die? That's not, you're not wrong. April the giraffe, who's not there anymore, R.I.P. There's a big bronze statue commemorating her and Tajiri. I thought that was a wrestler. Anyway, I guess it's a giraffe too. Tajiri and April both passed away. Not at Animal Adventure Park. They passed away in Texas, which lately seems like that's where everybody's dying. Go Texas. Yay. Axl Rose, what? Yeah, actually, you're right. Texas did have another giraffe that died. I think his name was Stanley, and I don't know what zoo, maybe Cleveland. I don't know. But he did have another. They did have another giraffe death and a school shooting, by the way. Second one a week, was it? Yeah, second in a week they had a school shooting. But I mean, you can get handguns and like vending machines down there. So I mean, I'm not surprised. Go America. So anyhow, other things at hand. Let's see what else we got going. This weekend up in Deposit, we have the Oktoberfest going on. If you're interested, you're going to be in the Deposit area. We shut down Front Street, which is the main drag, from like the Italian restaurant, Little Italy, down to the Big M. And there's all sorts of vendors, crafts, cool food, German food, or Oktoberfest. Is it Oktoberfest German? It is, right? Yeah, it's German. So I don't want to make a big thing about this, but I'm German and my family's from Germany. I just never got the whole allure of Germany. I'm not a fan of Germany. I don't like German food. German techno is okay. I don't like beer steins and the Rhine River. I don't know what else is over in Germany. Nothing. Hardship and misery. I don't know. I've never been there. I don't like Germany. What is there? Bad memories are in Germany. You're exactly right, Lauren. Bad memories because they treated my family when they came over here pretty badly. And everybody's going to say, "Oh, but that was when Hitler was." Well, you know what? Hitler wasn't every person. You know what I mean? Yeah, Hitler was bad, and that's never going to be debated. He was an asshole. But the German people, didn't have to be assholes to my family as they were leaving. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Fuck off. You don't have to spit and throw garbage on people and their kids. And for that, it's petty and small of me. But and being like 99.8% German, it's probably nobody will understand it. But that's my stance on it. I don't fucking like Germany. I don't give a shit if I ever go there. I don't care. I'm Germany and I are so far separated that I'd never want to go there. I never want to go. I do want to go there. Okay, I'm flip-flopping. I do want to go there, and I'm going to be a douchebag the whole time I'm there, and that's just the way it's going to be because I'm that. Nah, man, I'm just not German, man. I'm American. I'm not German. I'm American. Sam, you're right. The Autobahn. I do like to drive fast, Sam. That is a fact. So the Autobahn might be, you might be changing my views on Germany. Here I am burying them, and you are suddenly turning you're not. I hate Germany. I never want to go there. I don't give two fucks if they ever I don't care. Fuck Germany. We have something more important. We have our first special guests. This is a man, a man who exemplifies fairness, who emanates diligence, who is an exemplary, fortified citizen of upstanding moral value and construct. I can only be speaking of one person. And yes, you in the back, you're right. You're absolutely correct. I am speaking of none other than the one, the only, Mr. Say Mr. Okay, thank you for saying that. Mr. Tim Tabala. Timmy, thanks for coming, buddy.
I cannot live up to that introduction at all.
Oh, you already did.
At all.
You do that every day, my friend. You do that. What's going on, Tim? How you doing?
Same shit, brother. So I want to see what's going on. I'm glad you're back, man. I'm glad you're back on the air.
Oh, I'm back on the air. It's feeling good.
After your hiatus.
My hiatus.
We'll call it a hiatus.
We'll call it a hiatus. The A to Z was on hiatus, but the A to Z is not on hiatus anymore. The A to Z is back. We're in full swing. Tim, a few little things we talked about in the early hours of the show. As you're probably aware, maybe you are, maybe you're not. Scranton renamed the Central Scranton Expressway President Biden Expressway. Did you hear about that?
No. Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know. Okay, and it's beyond me. They have windmills down there too. Which, by the way, we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But they renamed the Central Scranton Expressway. They renamed that the President Biden Expressway, I believe. and I'm gonna get it up here for you.
Well, the guy's been in office not even a year. Why would
not even a year?
Why would you give him I mean, if you're going to rename something in Scranton, it should be after a character from The Office, let alone President Biden.
It should have been the Michael Scott Expressway.
Michael Scott Expressway, the Dwight Schrute Expressway.
Dude,
any one of those characters would have been the Pam and Jim Expressway.
Exactly.
What's up, Sam? What's going on, Sam? By the way, also, I know you were knocking Germany before, Eric. German, worst accent ever.
Worst accent ever.
You know, I love Scottish accent, the Irish accent. You know, the English accent could be cool. German, worst. The worst accent.
Tim, we're gonna have to have to agree that Germany sucks, and I'm never gonna. So here's what happened: the Biden Expressway slows work on I-81 traffic, and if I can go ahead and read this to you, I'll tell you what's going on. Overhead sign replacement work slowed traffic on Interstate 81 North in Lackawanna County. PennDOT is replacing the Central Scranton Expressway signs with new President Biden signs in Scranton. If you're stopped on Interstate 81 in the Scranton area, you could indirectly blame the president. Signs bearing the president's name were put up above the highway. The exit, formerly known as the Central Scranton Expressway, is now called the President Biden Expressway exit. The Scranton Council voted earlier to rename it, blah, blah, blah. And Spruce Street is now named Scranton. Okay, I didn't know Joe was from Scranton, okay? Apparently he was born there.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter because the thing is, Tim,
it's just too soon.
You think it's Tim thinks it's too soon to rename. Do you feel Mario Cuomo-ish about this? Like when Andrew Cuomo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is like.
Oh yeah. Listen, so we have two bridges in New York City right now. We have the Mario Cuomo Bridge. I mean, yeah, and it's. I mean, no, just no. You want to rename it? No. I'm talking about the Ed Koch Bridge, which is the 59th Street Bridge. I remember New York when Ed Koch was mayor. It was a shithole. So he doesn't deserve to have a bridge named after him. Second of all, you take the Triborough Bridge, you name it the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge. I got nothing against Robert F. Kennedy, but he's not from the state.
No.
And the guy died before he did anything truly worthwhile to get a bridge named after yourself. So
That's
people
true.
Naming bridges is just stupid. It's just dumb.
It is dumb. Hey, Tim, familiar face Frank is here. Frank, what's going on, buddy?
Frank follows me just to we just had this conversation on the previous show. He likes to poke the bear.
He does. Well, speaking of poking the bear, I think I can wrangle us not a bear, but maybe one of them alligators from down in Florida. What do you think?
I think you can.
I think I can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, would you stand on your feet and would you I want you to welcome the real president of the United States of America, the real president of Pop Culture Pros. Ladies and gentlemen,
the commander-in-chief.
The commander-in-chief himself, Mr. Steve Farace. Thank you, Mr. Thank you, sir.
Fuck that. I don't want that fucking job. I don't want that job.
Well, you're our commander-in-chief. That's all.
Yeah. I like to keep my approval ratings high, you know?
There you go.
Boss, you know, your approval rating's always high with us. I don't know if you were listening earlier, boss. They did name the Central Scranton Expressway after Scranton native Joe Biden. He was born there, I believe. He was born in Scranton. Did you know that?
I did.
Did you know?
And the reason why I most people know it so adamantly, I guess, is because his opponent in the last election was saying, "Oh, he only lived here for 6 years," or whatever the case may be. But that was one of the points he kept on pounding. But
you got.
Is it what were you saying? It was causing traffic, or?
Yeah, what they were doing was on I-81 North, which leads up to here. It was.
And that's not a wide superhighway.
No, it's only like
it's a little guy. It's a little guy.
At most,
okay.
Three lanes one side, 3 lanes another. It might be like the opening of like 87 into the city. You know what I mean? It might be like that for like a few miles, but nothing huge. But when they were doing the sign, you were at a standstill, I guess. You were moving about 1 mile every 3 hours. I mean, you're talking like everything was backed up from Binghamton to like Hazleton, and it was terrible.
But
But
what? Okay, well, first, I mean, the most obvious question is what time of day were they doing this construction?
well, during
You know.
during the day, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock a.m. You know, that's when.
Well,
you gotta,
that's. I mean, it doesn't matter who you're naming it after at that point, right? That's just stupidity on the
That is.
city at the timing of the construction. What are you doing?
Exactly, and I don't know if, and you got to understand something. Number one, they're all like, everybody from Scranton is like coal infected. I mean, if you see half of these people from there, they like, I don't know, like one eye's down here, and like, you know, they got hair growing, they have hair growing here, but like nothing on this side, like, you know. And,
With
you know,
respect to everybody who loves The Office.
that's the greatest thing that ever came out of Scranton. That's the greatest thing that ever came out of Scranton. I'm a huge Office fan myself.
I
I
love The
wasn't
Office.
sure about it at first.
Yankees minor league team.
Really?
That's all.
Yeah, but I didn't watch The Office when it was as it was happening. I caught up on it, and that first season is a little rough.
It's tough to get through it.
Outside of the basketball in the warehouse episode.
That was
Outside
good.
of that, I was like, I don't get all the hype.
You
I
didn't like the
eventually got
Dundies?
it.
You didn't like the
Yeah.
Dundies?
No. I eventually I did like the Dundies, but I think that with
Well,
a
Dundies
show
was
like
season 2 though. Doesn't
Was it season 2? I thought it was the end of season 1.
No, season
I've only
2
watched
was
it
Dundies.
one way through, so.
Season 2 was episode 1, Dundies.
Okay.
But I think The Office is one of those shows where just because everybody hypes it up so much, you're already kind of like, all right,
You're
chill
skeptical.
out, you know?
Breaking Bad for me.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I'm saying, I don't get it. That's all I'm saying. I don't get it.
I couldn't get. Well, listen. You know, on the heels of being followed by your friend Frank, Frank just said, "Has anybody ever told you look like Goldberg?" And he's saying Eric, and I never knew. Which Goldberg do I like? Whoopi Goldberg? 'Cause I certainly don't look like Bill.
I can, you know what? I don't know. Can we get a picture up? Let me. I don't want to use Yahoo search. Let me find an appropriate Bill Goldberg.
But Eric, real quick,
picture.
Yes.
no one should get anything named after them while they're still alive. Because let's just say Biden, again, he hasn't been in president of the year, right? Okay, he's
Right.
from Scranton.
He's from Scranton.
What if he starts World War III and murders 7 billion people? Should he get a goddamn highway named after him? No.
Well, no, absolutely not.
Wait till you're dead and all your accomplishments have been accounted for.
But they can knock it down like the statues now.
Yeah.
They just knock that down.
You could take down Robert E. Lee, and which
Just call
gives
it the whoops.
And,
Whoops.
Yeah, Whoops Avenue, formerly known as Joe
Yeah.
Biden Way.
I'm just saying. Wait till that. I mean, even Eric, you know, we have in town Deposit. What's the football field was named after who? Coach O'Connell, who we've all had, who we all love and respect. But he retired before they named the field after him.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't go out afterwards and you find out he's done horrible things against, you wait till they're done, you wait till their accomplishments account for them, then you can name a bridge or a mall or a street or whatever the hell after them.
A-Rod has a stadium named after him down at the Miami campus.
And you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it.
Especially, I really thought there were some talks about doing something about it when the whole steroid thing came out, but I can't remember that they did anything about it. Does Whoopi Goldberg love to have Whoopi? I'm sure. Whoopi's fun.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Not Goldberg, but not that she's not fun. You see, Tercio, you're getting me into this thing here.
Frankie, what are you doing to us here? But no, you guys are right. And the thing is like, okay, so Andrew, the douchebag, named the bridge after his douchebag father, who's been dead a while, right? I mean, Mario's dead, isn't he?
Long time.
So
But
that's
Eric,
fine. I don't like Mario Cuomo. I don't like
you
Mario.
should know, though.
Let me know.
No real New Yorker calls those bridges anything but what they were originally called.
The Tappan Zee.
It's the Tappan Zee, it's the Triborough, and it's the 59th Street.
59th Street.
Okay.
No
I
one
know the
calls it-
Triborough
Yeah,
and the
no one
Tappan
calls
Zee.
it Koch. No one calls it the F. Kennedy. No.
Ed Koch. Oh,
Yeah.
God. I wouldn't call my dog shit Ed Koch.
Ed Koch
Well,
was
maybe I
one
would.
of the worst. I mean, not saying he was a bad mayor, but the city was a big pile of shit when he was mayor. And then it got worse because Dinkins came in. It wasn't until Giuliani that the city actually started seeing improvement, and then he went crazy many years later. But still, Giuliani was probably the best mayor the city's ever seen.
Were any of the major cities and I was a kid then, but were any of the major cities in the 80s like vibrant and like all you see about the 80s is cocaine. Like the cocaine just plastered the United States, especially Miami, New York, but gee, the mayors in those cities.
Well, yeah, was it Marion Barry?
I don't want
Washington
that job.
Well, the '80s started the rebound of the cities. It did. I mean, it wasn't until Giuliani he came in with the, well, you can't have a porn shop within this.
Oh yeah.
No girly shows in Times Square. That's not
a tourist attraction. Yeah, if you have a tourist attraction here, you can't have a porno store next door.
And if you have a school,
but in the 80s that was a tourist attraction.
Yeah, in the 80s
it was. Yeah.
Anything goes.
You wanted to see the whore. You wanted to see the whores on Broadway. I mean, come on, that's. But no, interesting enough, Steve. Washington D.C. had a mayor. Was it Marion Barry?
Mm-hmm.
He was a crack smoking prostitute banging. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? He got caught, and then you have.
But was he a good mayor?
Actually, no, he wasn't. I don't think he was. And I'm just
so twofold. Just bad. It's just bad
he wasn't. Cots sucked. Dinkins was it?
Dinkins was Dinkins like was that like 90 or 88 to 92 or something like that?
Yeah.
And then
it was on Seinfeld.
Yes, the
he lost because of the
yogurt.
Lloyd Braun, right? Was it Lloyd Braun?
Lloyd Braun.
I remember. Do you guys remember this SNL skit where Chris Farley was pretending to be Giuliani's son? And
it was fantastic.
Tim Meadows was Mayor Dinkins. He just kind of
love that guy.
He just kind of like this the whole time.
It was great.
By the way, speaking of Chris Farley, if you guys, you've probably seen it, but that Chris Farley documentary was made a couple years ago was phenomenal.
Yeah. There's a couple out there.
There are a couple out there.
Yeah, all so well done, and I might be biased because I have always been a huge fan of Chris Farley.
Oh, I love Chris Farley. Chris Farley.
So I might be biased that the song hits me every single time that Adam Sandler has. It knocks me on my ass when I listen to it.
Have you read the book? Have you read his book? Have you read the book?
No.
Read the book.
Okay.
No shit.
The book. I actually cried. Reading the book.
Kill me, Tim.
Yeah, I cried reading the book. But there's some really great stories in there. What happened?
Who wrote that book? Was it autobiography?
It was his brother, and it's also
who's prominent in the documentary.
It's all his friends. It's all his friends are talking. It's not like just like a book that you're reading. It's everyone telling stories basically about his life.
Wow. Is it the Chris Farley Show?
Yes, the Chris Farley Show.
Okay.
Fantastic book. I cried when I read it. I read it like 3 times.
Damn.
I highly recommend it.
Farley was one of a kind. He was he's probably the last of those animated slapstick fall down comics. Like there's nobody really does
this
that
guy
anymore.
Who was better at show business than Chris Farley coming in from the freaking the backstage area from the Tonight Show doing the cartwheels and just his. I don't know. I never thought it was an act. I always felt like he was that wholesome boy from Madison, Wisconsin. And when he would talk, he would be super shy and, that kind of thing. With like Letterman and was he on Carson? Was that Leno back?
You know what? It probably was Leno. But like Drew Carey, I think was the last like young mid back then comic that made it to Carson. I know he was on Letterman.
I think his first was Letterman, and that's a great one.
Well, Letterman
loved it
because he's all sweaty and nervous, and he can't sit still.
And he's got the tie, and I just everything about Chris Farley. Like I said, he seemed like the wholesome guy.
You're gonna hate David Spade though when you read that book. You're gonna hate David Spade. Yes, you're gonna come off not liking David Spade.
I'm not a fan of his work.
I'm not.
Some here and there. Not that I hate all of it, but he looks like he can piss some people off.
Terzia just brought it up. The famous Chippendales routine. With
Swayze.
Oh, you know how many people hate that sketch, like his friends, like Chris Rock, they all hate it because they thought it was insulting.
Oh,
to him and his talent that he was the fat guy with no shirt, and that at the end of the skit they were saying, well, you would have won if you weren't just so damn fat. They hated it. A lot of you'll see it in the book. I'm telling you right now, read this book. You're gonna laugh.
I'm 100% in,
and you're gonna cry. You're gonna go both of these things because the book is so. But when he dies, it's so. It's like Dan Aykroyd's in the book. John Goodman's in the book. Wow. Chris Rock is in the book. Mike Myers,
his heroes.
They're all in there. So I'm telling you, it gets you. It pulls your heartstrings big time.
No,
so I heard. So that's if I'm on an A2Z program recommending a book right now, that's the book I'm recommending for today.
Well, this week's A2Z book club recommendation is Chris Farley's.
The Chris Farley show.
The Chris Farley show. Guys, do you want to say hi to a friend of mine? Let's say hi.
Sure.
Let's say hi to Bob. Let's say hi to Bobblehead.
Oh, nice.
Little Deadpool action.
Little Deadpool action. Lauren has this big box of toys here, and she's got one over there, and she's got one over
toys
here.
Also.
And look. Oh, hey, are you guys a fan of '90s animation? I am.
Of course.
So
X-Men. X-Men. What are you kidding?
You guys remember the Gargoyles?
I do remember the Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Look at this. She has.
I have not heard that mentioned in I don't know how long.
Well, I don't know if I can get a clear shot, but we're going to try here at the A2Z program with my cameraman
behind the scenes.
Cameraman, can you pan over, cameraman, and get a shot of the Gargoyles on Lauren's shelf over there. Now
look at that.
They're right here, like on this shelf here. I can't really zoom. But
well, let's not. I feel something bad's going to happen if you start moving towards there. It might. It's going to fall.
It definitely might. But no, she has them all. She has them all lined up right there, and it's really, really cool. She has them all. She has every one of them, and she has variants of it. I mean, it's crazy. But the Gargoyles, she got me into watching it too, because they're on Disney Plus. They were a Disney cartoon, and they were actually really good. Really good. Revisiting it after all these years is really fun. So, that's the Gargoyles. Timmy's muted. Timmy. So, I wanted to ask you. I want to give you my condolences on the one game playoff. I'm sorry that Boston had to win, because let's be honest, they were both shitty this year. They were really both shitty this year. I mean, overall, they had their.
It's
spots.
So hard. So.
It's because you know what it is. I'll tell you right now, and if Ed, if they were another empire, I'm going to go on there and tell them that the key word to the Yankees is inconsistent. That is their word. That is their word for the entire season.
I was counting.
How do you win 11 straight to follow that up with 8 straight losses? Yeah. You don't do. You can't pull shit like that. No. If you avoid those 8 losses, they're not even in that one game playoff. They're already in the next round. So yeah, you know what? It's inconsistency. So I'm over it already.
Yeah, and
Tercio.
But that's the thing. You say that neither team were very good, but they both won 91 games. They right. So it's not. It was the inconsistent factor, what Timmy is saying. But then you also got to take into consideration this whole idea of a one-game playoff is rough.
Sucks.
You got the Dodgers could have been kicked out of the playoffs last night. They won 106 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? 106 and 56.
Yeah.
So almost exactly 50 games over 500, and with a blink of an eye, done. Season's over. They won, but they went to extra innings,
but they could have. And to think, okay, now you're the manager of let's just say, you just use the Dodgers. You're the manager of the Dodgers. The Dodgers have. Say something even better, like 109 and 48 or something, but they have to play a one-game playoff. So you're the manager, Steve, and you're told, like, well, just because of this new thing we have, we're gonna have a one-game playoff with you and the Milwaukee Brewers, and the Brewers are one of those teams that have been up and down and can beat you anytime, and maybe they've been
anything
hot
can happen
towards
in
the
one
end.
game.
Anything can happen in one game. So you're pissed off, Steve. Am I right? You're like, what the fuck? Why was my team, who won 110 games. Yeah.
I would be furious.
And thank God they won that game. Like you said, thank God they won. Because
and even picture this scenario. What if you finished tied? Let's say it was the Yankees and the Rays or whatever, or the Reds, whatever. You finished tied everything is tied. Now you got to go to a 1-game playoff to get to the 1-game playoff to get into the playoffs.
To get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's like, are you fucking kidding? So now you're wasting your 2 best pictures on the 1-game playoff and the 1-game playoff just to get into the playoffs.
Now you got to start with your third starter against the other team's number 1.
Yeah, exactly.
So you'd have like, you know, you'd have like Randy Johnson against like Oil Can Boyd or something like that. You know what I mean? That kind of matchup.
Yeah.
That kind of matchup. You know,
racist Oil Can Boyd, if you believe Ron Darling.
I don't know.
Lenny Dykstra doesn't.
Lenny doesn't believe anything.
Hey, wait a second, Timmy. Did you watch any of the 86?
I watched all 4 of them. I thought it was fantastic.
Lenny Dykstra is amazing and a disaster at the same time. He was
hysterical.
Yeah, he was hilarious. Must have been drunk off his ass. They did have to go pick him up from a different area, a different place, because it wasn't suitable for the interview. The executive producer, which is they call Cousin Sal, who's cousins with
is that Jimmy Kimmel's cousin?
Jimmy Kimmel, yes. So with Jimmy Kimmel, he was one of the producers, and he had to go pick up Dykstra, take him back to a nice area where you can have a nice conversation, be presentable for television. And then he's just like, and then I was shocked that ESPN was allowing F-bomb after F-bomb after F-bomb, and they let it go.
Were they beeping it?
No. There's a version on ESPN Plus where you can bleep it out, but
so where do I watch this? What do I watch this on?
If you check it might be on ESPN if you search it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe on demand.
On demand or
yeah.
So I can't. Could I? Is there like a pirate on YouTube? You think maybe or
maybe on YouTube? It might be.
Could be.
I can find a lot of shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's one thing that you don't understand, Terzio, is I grew up in Woodside, Terzio, so I did root for the Mets that year because I literally lived under the 7 train on 67th Street in Woodside, Terzio. So yes,
you're almost forced to at that point.
No, you know what though? The neighborhood was so pumped, but so I wasn't really making up my own mind at that time. I told the story before. You like who your father likes. You kind of follow your family thing.
Yeah.
I became a Yankee fan by circumstance, because of a rain delay. That's how I became a Yankees fan.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I ended up watching the highlights of a 1978 team with Greg Nettles and all these other guys, and I got hooked.
Reggie,
like you said, because you realize that all these guys played for Babe Ruth, DeGarrick, they all played on the same team. Really? So it's
ridiculous.
like, that's what hooked me. But yeah, I did root for the Mets that year, and you couldn't escape it. So I love that documentary. I thought it was great.
It was so well done. Like ESPN documentaries in general are really well done. They're for the most part,
they really
they got the Ric Flair one. They don't just stick in one lane. They go all over the place. And Timmy, you say that you kind of rooted for the Mets to win that year. Bill Simmons has that same thing where he's a Boston guy, but he had moved to New York for work, and he had rooted for he was a huge Red Sox fan, but he rooted for the Mets the whole year because of, there's a bad guy mentality type thing, like a heel mentality. But then he was like, and then I had to flip the switch and I had to go back to my Red Sox against this team I had rooted for all year, and it was the worst year of my life.
I can imagine that. I can imagine that because I was like a Mets fan back then. I mean, you couldn't not. It's like the Bears in '85. Like you couldn't not really like the Bears because they were everywhere. They were being publicized. They were winning all these games. And it was kind of like, you're just kind of like, oh, cool, the Bears won. Or you're wondering like, oh, I wonder if the Bears won today. I was doing that with the Mets, of course, but I'm up here in New York, upstate. And back then, this was a predominantly Mets area. Like, all Binghamton Mets, you know what I mean? It's like they brought them here. But now you're getting a lot more Yankee fans around here, which bothers me. But anyway, no, it doesn't. But no, we still got the Rumble Ponies. Raul's a Rumble Pony fan. So is the boss. And but yeah, that was a good year. I wanted to watch that documentary. So I think I'm gonna have to search that out and find it. Speaking of
wait, hold on. Terzio sent me something.
We gotta.
No, it's not something for Terzio, but it's a Lenny Dykstra tweet.
Oh, let's hear it.
He wrote #Ron Darling. How do you sleep at night? How does your wife fuck you? I'm not done with you, not by a long shot. I challenge you and anybody else above ground to prove me wrong. Ron Darling faked cancer to escape the race-baiting lies he wrote about me in his book. Really? And he tagged the owner.
Wow.
By the way, don't tag the Mets owner. The Mets owner will come right back at you on Twitter.
Really?
Imagine Steinbrenner in a world with Twitter. I think Cohen is a tone down for now, but Jesus Christ, Dykstra, holy shit, man!
Wow, and that sounds like he thought long and hard about that.
Is he still like almost a billionaire, or he lost all that money?
I don't know, but all this stuff that's been, I have no idea.
Did you know that? I don't know if you knew that he became some kind of crazy investor and some kind of thing.
Dykstra?
He became like a huge, like millions and millions and millions. But I believe he lost most of it as a reason. Yeah, he's a fucking lunatic. But he got involved in something where he was making like almost $1 billion or something, and then, like I said, I think he went finally the craziness caught up with him, and he kind of or tax evasion or some bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's Wesley Snipes. Well, there you go.
He was worth in 2008. He was worth $58 million, and then in 2008, he filed for Chapter 11, listing that he had less than $50,000 in assets against $10 to $50 million in debt. $50,000 in assets. Come on.
How do you go from $58 million to being in debt? How do you do that?
You can't even do that at a casino. Like that's not possible. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, Lenny Dykstra, what the hell's wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you?
Eric, can I say one more thing? I'm not trying to hijack your show, Eric, especially making it about a Met show. But you know, boss, I forgot to tell you, when you guys had your 100th show, remember you had somebody watching. You wanted to keep us calm. Wasn't somebody watching or?
Yes.
See, I didn't get to give you my surprise.
Oh.
And I had a surprise for you guys. And Terzio is going to love the surprise. Because I forget who it was. Who you didn't want us really going off because
there was and still kind of is. We're maintaining a dialogue on Twitter, but a guy who started off this Mets news network. Okay. So yeah, he wants to try and help us by publishing us as a Mets podcast in the newsletter.
How about that?
But yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, my surprise was going to be, and you're going to laugh now. Maybe I should. No, I'm not going to save it. I can still do it anyway at a future time.
This happens.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, you got to do it.
I was going to sing the 86 Mets song. Because, like I said, no matter how many years go by and no matter who I still have that goddamn song stuck because you couldn't walk anywhere in Manhattan, in Queens, without hearing, we got the teamwork. To make the dream work. It's like, oh my God. So I was gonna bust that out for you guys. Let's just do the first verse. As your gift. I never got to do it.
There was a mural of Dwight Gooden in Times Square.
Yeah.
He had the city by the nuts.
And then
he decided to
snorted it all the way.
Yeah, he decided to go, oh, what's that over there? Oh, it's laundry detergent. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, sure it is, Darryl Strawberry. As he's sitting there going.
See, but that's the difference between him and Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez testified, admitted to all this stuff, and then the next day, he thought that he was going to get booed out of the stadium, and they gave him a standing ovation, and that's part of the documentary. They gave him a standing ovation. He got base hit to left field, and that was it.
Forgiven.
So
and I'm going to be
winning.
Completely honest with you too. I hate Keith Hernandez worse than anybody on that team.
Yeah.
For the simple reason
I don't hate Keith Hernandez.
Only because he rolled over on his drug dealer to avoid the jail time and to do all that stuff.
He snitched.
He snitched to get out of it. And then, like you said, later on, you get a base hit and that's it. You're almost forgiven.
That's it. Yeah, it's all done.
You don't need to snitch. You were on Seinfeld, for Christ's sake.
Not yet. Not at that point.
Well, I want to pretend that he was. I want to pretend that he was. So I got to ask you guys something. I was saving this up, so let's talk about it a little bit now. Have you listen? I was ahead of the curve on this one. Okay, believe it or not, I was ahead of the curve on the.
We'll be the judge
services.
of that.
Oh, you're going to be the judge of it because I actually have proof, and I can tell you, was it probably almost 2 weeks ago now, before all the hype started. Lauren, who is a prolific streaming service watcher,
I know where we're heading with this.
She already knows. She's already seen everything and knows what's coming out. Whatever. She's savvy on streaming stuff. She'd be good on that show with what's his name again? What's his name? I don't know. We'll remember his name at some point. Oh, the guy that was on your show last night. The highlight of your show.
The guy who's producing your show tonight.
The guy who's producing my show tonight. Yeah,
he was on fire with our show.
Hot take after hot take, baby.
He's doing a good job tonight producing the show. By the way,
we're gonna change his name. We're gonna change his name to AM/PM. That's what we're gonna change his name. AM/PM.
1-800-LAW. So Lauren's like, she goes, you got to watch this show with me. I'm like, I'm not watching this fucking show because I'm not watching another. Because every time I do, I get sucked into it. Like Love, Death, and Robots. And she's like, oh, you're gonna love this. I'm like, I'm gonna hate it. I sat there and watched it for 4 hours. Then we watched. What was the other one we watched? You made me watch. Who? Oh, Star Trek. She got me into Star Trek. I fucking hated Star Trek. Hated it. Deep Space Nine is my favorite show now. It's just the way it is. So a couple weeks ago, she's like, she's looking on Netflix. She starts. Oh, you came home sick, right? She came home sick from the farm, and she started watching this show. And I get home, and she's like, dude, she's like, you're not gonna believe this show. And I'm like, oh Christ, another Japanese fucking anime unicorn, fucking furniture maker grows onions and shoots them out of their ass. Like, so anyway, it's the Squid Game.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I'm in episode 3. She goes, I can't stop watching it. I'm like, oh my God. So I sat down for a minute. That minute turned into 2 hours. I got up to episode 6. And she kept watching through, and I'm like, fuck, I can't stop watching this. So I watched the whole thing with her.
It's a TV show?
It's on Netflix.
I thought it was like one of those. I know what it is. I thought it was a movie, though. I thought it was like a crazy movie. The TV show. Okay.
Tim, my advice to you, give it a while. Don't watch it right now because you're not going to be able to stop.
I've seen clips. I've seen clips of it on YouTube.
Yeah.
My brother and Lauren share an interest in this weird overseas cinema stuff, like Korean and French and all this other stuff. But like this one, very well made, very well produced. It's surreal watching this thing and how it's fucked, but it's good. And now,
is it good like Tiger King? Good or
better than Tiger King?
Okay.
I'm putting the A to Z guarantee. This is better than Tiger King. Wow. You are gonna love this show. And
Tiger King pissed me off. Every episode, I was like, why am I still watching this?
You're gonna have the same feeling on this one. You're gonna be like, what? And then you're gonna be like, fuck, what happens next? And you're gonna be like, oh, okay, this is cool. Then you're gonna be like, no. Then you're gonna be like, fuck. So it's
dude, like, Eric. Like,
Eric.
Oh. Timmy, did you ever watch Tiger King?
I
remember you didn't. You hadn't. Yeah.
You know,
okay.
At this point,
I still haven't seen it either.
At this point, I just refuse to do it. Like it's over.
And then I watched the follow up. What am I doing?
Meanwhile, I watched the same 3 episodes of Seinfeld 47,000 times. I can't do it. I can't do it.
What was the big meme going around for a while? Baskin Robbins or something?
Well, Carol Baskin killing
Carol Baskin. That's what it is.
Carol Baskin.
Yeah, I can't remember. I just remember being at your house getting coffee, and there was a Baskin Robbins there. Remember your new house?
I don't even know what the show's about. I gotta be honest with you.
Tiger. I don't either. It's a zoo. Like what's?
Oh, you didn't watch it either?
I never saw it either.
It's this crazy fucking guy named Joe Exotic, and he's got these tigers, and people are saying
Exotic.
That's his name. Carol Baskin is she had at the time her own tiger situation going on, but she was saying that it was much more safe, much more nicer for the tigers and whatnot. And so there was all this back and forth, and then one day Carol Baskin, her husband disappeared, and everybody was like, she fed him to the tigers. And Joe Exotic, it's this other guy, what's his name? Lowe, Jeff or George Lowe, one of those two. He comes in and he's in the Tiger thing, and it's just the craziest shit that you've ever seen. But like you said, it's like a train wreck that you can't look away from. We watched the whole way through, and then they had an episode afterwards that was just like interviews and stuff, and that was the whole thing was a waste of time.
I tell you what, I dug that song. He was lip syncing, right? But that one song that he came out with, that was a great song. I was like, if this dude's really singing, I'm kind of digging this guy. But yeah, I heard he was lip syncing though.
Joe Exotic. That's what.
And he was seducing guys, and then it was this whole big thing. He was going to go to jail, and then he wound up in jail, and
shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, crazy show.
Carol Baskin feeds men to tigers.
And it's 85%. I just looked. It's 85% positive rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
No shit.
Like if there was no pandemic going on, I don't know how popular that shit would have been. We were all trapped. You know, yeah. I had just had a baby. My wife had just had a baby, and my shift was like the 3 a.m. shift. So I was, we were watching this stuff, and I was like, geez, if there's no pandemic, I wouldn't have been stuck watching this damn thing.
Wow, Joe Exotic. That's kind of I don't know. I would think he was gay if he had a name like Joe Exotic. I don't know. Like imagine like if
Eric, look up his song, Eric. His little music video.
Bunker Exotic. I mean, that's all I think of when I think of Joe Exotic is Bunker. Which,
by
the way, Bunker backpedaled off of me fucking with him. Like he totally. I gave him. I opened it up on one of Andrew Backrack's posts, and because of course Bunker got all butthurt about something, and Andrew's like, I'm just joking. And I tried baiting Bunker, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't go. So Bunker, you're a punk still.
Look,
Frank, I live in Woodside.
What do you got, Farace? What do you got?
Here, we get some pictures of that's Joe Exotic. His lion, the cubs, and of course the knife. This is Carol Baskin right here. She's like like a hippie type person. Yeah, he's just. Just look at him.
Oh,
he's off his rocker. He's off his. It was a mess.
Oh my God, he looks like a janitor.
If you've got look. Oh yeah. This is what I want to say. Nick Cage. If Nick Cage is gonna play you in a spinoff or anything like that, you're just a crazy person.
Oh yeah, if Nicolas Cage is gonna be, you're done. You're certified fucking nuts. There's no
crazy
two ways about that. But no, the Squid Game. You guys gotta check the Squid Game out. You gotta check the Squid Game.
I've seen clips. I wasn't sure exactly what it was, and then I saw the clip, and I was like, okay, this is. You're
gonna get it in probably the first episode. What's going on?
You might. I honestly think it's like a South Park making fun of a movie. That's how it comes off at first, but then it gets pretty ridiculous.
No, it gets crazy, and then it gets really, really good. Like so. And then there's so many twists. You're just gonna be like, hey, listen, Korean cinema, hats off. 2 thumbs up, sprinkle of lime, and fucking popcorn. I mean, it's great.
Hey, no one makes a scarier horror movie than those people. Nobody.
What horror movie did they do?
Oh, they do all our movies. Only they do them first. No one does a creepy girl ghost movie than the Koreans or the Chinese. Or I don't know what goes on in their heads.
They're fucked up.
They made The Ring and The Grudge.
Exactly, Eric. The Ring, the Grudge with this girl crawling up the stair. What? Yeah. Get out of here.
Well, don't listen. This doesn't disappoint. This follows that vein of thought. This is fucked up, and you're going to be like I guarantee you, the first time you're watching, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is whatever. Then I can see Farace's going to go like this. He's going to go, that fucking Eric made me watch this. But then all of a sudden, you're going to go like,
you're canceled. You're going to get canceled.
No, he's going to be like, oh, I'm keeping him on. I'm going to keep him on one more week. Then you're going to be like, oh, fuck.
No, I'm going to cancel I'm gonna cancel you and replace you with some sort of Squid Game spin-off type show.
Spin-off type show. And let me star in it, because then you'll see why you'll want me to star in it after you watch it. But anyway, guys,
Terzia, I
what's
looked at
Terzio
some.
got?
I looked at some Goldberg pictures. I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
I don't see it.
Maybe, but well, Eric, can you grow a goatee for us?
Okay.
Like within the next couple of weeks, then we can really. Yeah, shave that shit off, man.
Okay.
Shave it off.
Head, grow a goatee.
You got it? You good? Yeah, it's all for the show. It's show business, man.
I'm good. I'll do it. I'm in. I'm totally in. But boys, Dr. Octopus says we're at the top of the hour, and we have to call it a day.
Wait,
night.
Eric, real quick, can I say one thing? It's just happened live on TV. The Seattle Seahawk mascot, the Seahawk, landed on some random fan's head. And it's hysterical.
My God.
It's hysterical to see. Look that up immediately.
I'm going to look that up.
He just landed on some poor guy's head. I love it.
That's awesome. I got to see that. Who's winning?
0-0.
0-0. Just started probably, right?
Yeah, first quarter still.
First quarter?
Well, the end of the first quarter, I think.
End of the first quarter. Good. Well, boys, listen, thank you for coming on tonight. Thank you for being on the triumphant return of episode 30. Hey, I'm on episode 32, guys. We're on episode 32 of the A2Z Pro. Can you believe that you've suffered through 32 freaking shows of this crap?
I've suffered through a lot more than that.
And you've been canceled. You've been canceled
31 times.
At least 31 times.
At least 31 times.
Terzio brings up one more thing from Lenny Dykstra. Looks like that kid that used to get beat up in the neighborhood. He actually, that's how he lost his teeth. He got beat up in jail. I don't know which time, but I remember that he got his ass whooped in jail. And
he's got to be an older guy now, though. He's got to be like in his 60s, right? Like Dykstra, late 50s.
But with all the stuff that he's done, he looks and acts like he's 80.
Don't forget, he has a big tobacco guy. So that jaw's
smoking and
chewing. That jaw's probably just getting ready to fall off.
He used to have a hunk right in there, like Rod Carew.
All the time.
Always.
You know, Rod Carew spent over $100. This is back in the 80s. Spent over $100,000 fixing his teeth
because of chewing, or
because of chewing.
Well, look at Tony Gwynn. This poor guy.
He killed him, right? Didn't cancer kill him for that?
Yeah, he died at it was like 52 or something like that.
It started in his mouth, right, and then just kind of.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, but boys, listen, we're going to wrap it up tonight. I would like to thank Mr. Tim Tabala.
Always, brother.
The one and the only, the brass of pop culture pros, Grass, Steve Farace. And we will be back next week. Day to be determined. I'm going to guess probably Monday-ish, Sunday-ish.
Producer to be determined.
Producer to be determined. And by the way, if there's any classifieds or any producers out there looking for work, contact me. I may have some part-time work for you. And by the way, we're going to be having Steve. Real quick, tell us what's going on. Put It in the Book's going to keep going for a few more, or what's going on?
Yeah, we it's expected to be a very impactful and busy offseason. They already fired their manager, and they have told most of their coaches, you are free to look for other jobs. They haven't fired them yet. They demoted a couple to the minors, and it looks to be a very, very intense offseason. Let's see what happens.
Wow, so you guys are going to have some good stuff here.
We'll probably take a little bit of a break after the next show or two. We'll recap and whatnot, and then we'll come back at some point, probably in November, to start talking about the offseason, the winter meetings coming out. Which, by the way, if you follow baseball, this is the year that the contracts for the CBA is up, and it's going to be a nightmare because baseball sides hate each other. So let's just hope that there is a winter meetings and there is an off season, and we're not talking about a lockout come January, February.
That would suck. That would really suck. But so Put It in the Books is going to keep going. Tim, are we going to see Shooting the Sith sometime here soon?
Yeah, I've had every time I get me a guest, they kind of get shy.
Okay.
They had to back out. I have one hopefully ready to go, and we will be coming soon, I promise. And if they're not ready, I'm going to go anyway.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So
I'm saying
here's
in the next 2-3 weeks, it's going to happen.
Okay.
would it help them? Would it help them if it was like? Would it help them if it wasn't live? Maybe you could record it and then we can show it as live.
One is shy. She just like, oh, I don't know, and this and that. I was like, you dress up like a goddamn Sith Lord. You walk around. You shy? You're not shy. And then the other one
is that her way because she.
That's the invisibility.
Like that's the invisibility.
Oh, I told her to dress up. I said, yeah, I want you to dress up. I don't
tell
want
her to dress up like fucking Darth Maul. That'd be great.
Sit there and be normal. I want you to be. The whole point of the show is to show the fandom. It's not just about, hey, let's talk about Star Wars for the 7,000th time. No, I want to talk about the fandom, the cosplays, the tattoos. And I said I have this one girl ready to go. Her boyfriend is her tattoo artist, and the guy does phenomenal work. So I want them both on, and they're both going to come on.
That's advertising for them.
Exactly. They're both going to come on. They just started a business though where they make Star Wars stickers and little figures. It's like, oh, I just got real busy. We're doing this, but I promise I'll be on.
Yeah,
next 2-3 weeks, it's going to happen. And if they're not ready, I'm going to go on. I'm going to go on solo anyway. No pun intended. No pun intended. And I'm going to kick off that show soon because Boba Fett's coming, Mandalorian's coming back.
Mandalorian, you're going to get you got a lot of stuff coming up, Tim.
Exactly. So
remember, I have that potential. If you want me to reach out, or actually you follow that the Star Wars.
Yep, she's more than welcome. Also, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
So 2-3 weeks tops will be the Star Wars show will debut.
And then, did you see the?
To treat him.
To treat him. I saw 4 Diaz, 1 3-pointer. So we got Shooting the Sith coming up. We got Put in the Book still going on. Guys, we're gonna have another Unsportsmanlike next week, correct?
Absolutely.
And then we also got Granny. Granny's coming up this week. You're taking this week off.
Saturday, right?
Saturday at noon.
Saturday's Granny. Empire, is that still going to be going on, or is Ed going to shelf that until? I mean, he still keeps something going, right? To talk about some Yanks, like Tim's throwing his hands up. They might go through the postseason, but that's about it. That's about it. Well, be that as it may, folks, what I'm trying to tell you is we have quality entertainment with quality hosts giving you quality info. Unless you're watching my show, which is complete bullshit, and if you want some of that, then that's what you want. So, listen, I'm just going to say it. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Steve. This edible's starting to kick in, so I got to get out of here. I'm coming back next weekend. The boys are coming back next week. I'm probably going to stop by and see both of them on one of their shows once in a while. But hopefully we have Dave back next week. If we don't have Dave back next week, I will have a suitable replacement. And until then, for Steve Farace, for Tim Tabala, I'm Eric Zant. Thanks for joining the A2Z program. We hope you had a pleasurable experience. See yourself out and leave your donations at the door.
Peace out, everybody.